jury is hearing from experts and witnesses in the trial of two former Williamson County deputies who are facing manslaughter charges in the 2019 death of Javier Ambler. Prosecutors allege former deputies James Johnson and Zachary Camden acted recklessly in restraining and using a stun gun on Ambler, which occurred despite Ambler saying he could not breathe and had a health condition. The deputies were being filmed by the reality show Live PD. That footage of the incident never aired on television and was destroyed. After opening statements this morning, the state called their first witness, Ambler's sister, Kimberly. She testified that her brother was diagnosed with congestive heart failure in 2017, but as far as she knew, he did take his medication. After lunch, Rachel Lentz, a peace officer for the Williamson County Sheriff's Office Traffic Division, was called to testify. Now, she was present during Ambler's arrest and said life-saving measures were given to Ambler. She says handcuffs were taken off for CPR. She had been filmed by Live PD in the past. Now, this case led to Javier Ambler's law, which bans law enforcement in Texas from contracting reality television shows. It went into effect in 2021. The bill was created by State Representative James Tallarico, who is joining us now. Thank you so much for being here, Representative.
Thank you for having me.
So you work very closely with Javier Ambler's family after his death to craft this law. How has it aided in your fight to transform the state's criminal justice system?
Well, I think we should all acknowledge that Javier Ambler should be with us here today. He should be with his family. He should be with his two kids. And the reason he's not is because we allowed policing and reality TV to mix. Two things that should never mix. Policing is a lot of things, but it is not entertainment. And these reality TV shows encourage our law enforcement officials to act more aggressively and act more violently towards citizens in our community, particularly people of color. And that's why that night, those deputies took such aggressive actions toward Javier, which ultimately took his life. And thankfully, because of Javier Ambler's law, those kind of contracts between police departments and reality TV shows will no longer exist in the state of Texas.
Now, this was one of the only police reform bills that passed in the 87th legislature. It did receive bipartisan support. Why do you think that was?
Well, thankfully we had Javier's family who helped craft a bill and also met with legislators and staff members throughout the Capitol, and they were the ones who really got this over the finish line and made it law in the state of Texas. But we have so much more work to do. Unfortunately, the George Floyd Act didn't pass, and we weren't able to take common sense approaches to protect our citizens in these types of scenarios. And so, although I'm happy that Javier Ambler's law was passed and is now gone into effect here in the state of Texas, we still have a lot more work to do.
State Representative James Tallarico, thank you so much for taking time out for us today.
Thanks for having me.
First warning weather with